Gabriel Jesus and Leandro Trossard hand Arsenal a massive injury boost ahead of the Fulham clash today. It has been reported that Trossard should be available and that Gabriel Jesus could also be included in the matchday squad. That is a massive boost if this comes off for the confidence of Arsenal and, of course, the title running. Eddie Nketiah, Trossard and Jesus were all expected to be out for the game away against Fulham. Now it's reported two could and maybe will be returning. And I think even if they don't feature heavily in today's game, I think Arsenal are going to grab the win. It'll be a narrow win, but I think they'll get it. Getting Gabriel Jesus back, along with Trossard, but I want to focus on Gabriel Jesus, is going to be massive for Arsenal. When he was injured during the World Cup, the narrative was the 5-point gap will be lost. Arsenal will fall away. We'll see a worse Arsenal team. Now, points per game played have slightly reduced since Gabriel Jesus has been out. But Arsenal's stranglehold in the title race has remained exactly the same on 5 points. With him returning, Arsenal simply get scarier. They simply get scarier. And ahead of such a big clash and a big game this weekend, remember, City do not play in the final weekend of Premier League action before the international break. They are in the FA Cup. A win today for Arsenal and then a win next weekend puts them 8 points clear. Yes, City will have a game in hand, but points on the board are always worth more. It's not only a massive game today for Arsenal, but it's a huge boost for them as well, getting these two players back. Trossard has been excellent since he was purchased from Brighton, but Gabriel Jesus, I believe, up until his injury, their player of the season. A talisman, a leader, somebody with that experience of winning these Premier League trophies added back into this squad is scary, scary times for rivals indeed. But I want your thoughts and I want your feelings. Make sure you're liking the video, by the way, and scanning the QR code on the screen to follow the Top 6 show on Spotify right now. So give that a scan. Go and give us a follow. If you don't use Spotify for podcasts, there's a link in our description that's kind of like a generic link to other providers, Amazon and Apple and other places where you can listen to podcasts. So get following the Top 6 show. We need your support on that. I know that about 1,000 of you have followed in the last week alone, which for me is mind-blowing. So we'd like more of you to come along and listen to that. Twice a week we release it. Go and get that done. Manchester United are prepared to make Harry Kane the most expensive British player of all time by signing him from Tottenham this summer. This is the news today that is circulating. Some United fans seem happy about it. Others a little bit angry. For me personally, I don't think it'll be a £100 million signing. If it is, fine. We'll deal with it when that happens. However, this is a player that can win Manchester United the title next year. Or let me rephrase that. This is a player that will give Man United everything they need to be able to win the title next year. Imagine Wout Weghorst, but with better passing, better vision, better skills, quicker, and 10 times better finishing. If you could give Weghorst all of Harry Kane's powers, we'd be in the title race this season. Where we've fallen away is we don't have that prolific number 9, and we don't have a player with the ability dropping deep that Harry Kane possesses. Of course, another midfield player is going to be needed, but that will be purchased in the summer. And strengthening up in defense is also going to be key. Looking at the left back and definitely the right back position is going to be massive. But Harry Kane as a leader, Harry Kane's ability, everything about this man makes me wants me to see Man United go out and get him. He will be colossal for United. But I want to take a look at what Mark Goldbridge has had to say about this potential signing.
Let him go. You know, Conte's going to go. I think Harry Kane's got to be let go as well. Broken the goal scoring record. Only got what, 3, 4, 5 of his lucky years. 5 if he's lucky years left in the top level to win trophies. I mean, you can list the amount of players that have won more trophies than Harry Kane. I mean, look,
pretty much everyone who's played for a top 6 club.
Look, there's players at Man United you probably never heard of. Luke Chadwick's got more trophies than Harry Kane. So I think Spurs have got to let him go. He's been a fantastic servant. They've got to let him go if he wants to go, of course. And maybe it will be Manchester United. Is there anywhere else for him if he wants to break that Premier League goal scoring record?
And that's the advantage Man United have. And I think Goldbridge is right there. Now, Mark doesn't want him. Mark stated before, too old. I'm not worried about that if the Glazers leave. If the Glazers stay, I don't want Harry Kane. I want someone younger because we will never be able to keep spending money because of the debt. But if we get new owners and we're debt-free, signing Harry Kane for 4 years, it doesn't matter about the price, because the only reason profitability really matters at Man United these days and sell-on value matters these days is because of our owners and how they operate. But with a debt-free club, with new billionaire owners that care about investing in us, buy Harry Kane for £100 million, get 4 years out of him, win major titles, and then you buy the next best thing coming through when Harry Kane's too old. It's honestly, Man United fans have got to get this out their head that, oh, we can't waste money in case we need to buy someone else in 2 or 3 years. There will be no problem with a debt-free club. So for me, I'm completely relaxed about it. But I want all of your thoughts and your feelings. Up next, Liverpool humbled and laughed at.
Have been beaten by Bournemouth by 1-0. The disgrace that is this season just continues to keep giving. This is a joke. I don't even know what to say about the performance today. We lost to Bournemouth after beating United handsomely. How do you put that in your head and rationalise it?
I don't think you can rationalise it. Liverpool, by their standards, are awful this season. They're still going to finish in the top 6. That's a guarantee. But Liverpool standards are so much higher than top 6. I think there was overindulging. I think there was over-celebrating, and fans got a little bit too carried away with themselves. Again, a little bit. The same way Man United got humbled at Liverpool, you've got to keep your feet on the ground. And Liverpool was so bad in every single department. It was unbelievable. Now, I have seen a lot of mental gymnastics since last night. I've seen this kind of, this actually makes Man United look even worse because we beat you 7-0 and we got beat by Bournemouth. It shows how bad we are. And oh my God, we did you. Look, you can try that all you want, but no, it's Liverpool who look bad here. Your players were able to perform against Man United, but a week later, they essentially down tools. That is why I think there's a problem with Jurgen Klopp and the team listening to him, and they're working so hard for him. They got up for the Man United game. They'll be up for City in a few weeks. They'll be up for Arsenal, up for Chelsea. They're up for the big games when the world's watching. But as soon as it's smaller teams, they don't have that same dog in them, that same fight in them. And that should be a massive, massive worry, a huge worry for Liverpool fans. More than celebrating a big result over United, you should be focusing on the actual problems at your club, but you're being distracted. The big shiny win was here, but all the problems in the background are being ignored once again. Let's take a look here what Jason Cundy had to say about Virgil van Dijk, who had a nightmare yesterday. Take a little listen to this.
Overrated, personally.
Wow. Overrated. Virgil van Dijk.
I mean, I've seen a lot.
You think Virgil van Dijk is overrated?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of media loving with what Van Dijk has done. No doubt he's a brilliant centre half. He makes too many mistakes. Mistakes that I think that go unnoticed. There was a goal they conceded when they went out a couple of seasons ago during COVID in the Champions League. And again, he has this languid style of run. He seems to try and buy time, but doesn't react. Even though there was a chance there where he gets dragged down. He was dragging down. Who's the centre forward that was Solanke? He's dragged. He's got hold of.
Well, we talked about it in commentary. His arms everywhere.
That is poor centre half play. Even though he's on the other side, I think he's had a good 18 months, and I know the injury has had an impact on that.
He says that, and he says a lot of games since then as well that he's tried to turn up in and play week in,
but
week out.
But that goal today was not about the injury. That's about his lack. I can't quite put my finger on it, because once he gets away from him on that right-hand side, he seems to stop and misjudge the situation.
Virgil van Dijk overrated. Yes, but hear me out before you go mental. I think there was an 18-month, 2-year period where he was the best centre-back in the world. No questions asked. He was. When I think that he's overrated, though, is that people were putting him in conversations as one of the greatest in the Premier League ever. This guy doesn't talk to Rio Ferdinand, Jaap Stam, John Terry, Sol Campbell, Tony Adams. He doesn't. And there's more. Carvalho, Gary Pallister. Just to name a few. He doesn't get to talk to them, because these guys were at a world-class level for the better part of a decade, consistently every year. Of course, they made mistakes. Of course, they got stripped in games, but they were that once a season, once every 18 months. This guy had 2 years where he was colossal. Before and after that, he's been at the elite level, average. And this season, there is a catalogue of his errors, mistakes, his lackadaisical approach. Before Liverpool, there's a catalogue of his mistakes and getting stripped and getting beaten and mistakes. He doesn't get to talk to those people. That is where I think he personally was a little bit overrated.
Let's go! Come on!
7-0 against Manchester United. I'm glad they did the run of the cups. You know, the mugs. The mugs are them, but they did print off some mugs saying 7-0. Look, I have said I think Liverpool will get top 4, and I still think they will. But look, this is the hazard sign. Either really go overboard when you get a big result, or wind your neck in, because you're going to end up sticking your nose in a beehive and you're going to get stung. And oh my God, have Liverpool had their nose stung today. They're not a great team this season. Respect to Bournemouth, they've been sort of hinting at a result like this all season. They were up against Spurs by 2 and they lost. They were up against Arsenal last by 2 and they lost. They've held their nerve today. They've took a 1-0 win at home to Liverpool, who just beat Manchester United 7-0. What a league this Premier League season is.
Very true there by Mark. What a league it is. What a league it is. But he's bang on. Liverpool, I love what he said. They stuck their neck out so far. They ended up putting their nose in a beehive and they got stung. And it was brilliant to see. Football is a humbler. Man United fans were humbled last weekend for giving it the big one, talking too much about how they were going to go to Anfield and how we were going to batter Liverpool, which is a stupid take. Liverpool have done exactly the same this weekend. Now, speaking of big takes and overconfidence, take a little listen to this Chelsea fan. Take a little listen to this.
Are now going to be sort of afraid to play us again. Leicester fans today were silenced. One of the worst home crowds I've ever seen in my life, because we were dangerous. And listen, teams are dropping points like nobody's business. I'm not saying it's a certainty, but if we go on a little run now, there's nothing stopping us getting top 4.
Chelsea fans talking about top 4. What's your take on that? Give me your take. I need to know right now, my people. I agree with them. They could go on a run now. I thought they were going to start a little run after the transfer window. They just couldn't get the results over the line. But that's 1, 2, 3 wins on the bounce now for Chelsea. I want your thoughts and feelings. Can they go on a run? And if they go on a run, with the inconsistency above them, could they force themselves into the title race? 1 game in hand, 11 points behind Tottenham, 12 games to go, 36 points still available. It's a lot of points. Could they do it? I just want an answer in the comment section below. Let me know. Listen, everyone who's tuned in this morning, thank you. Make sure you're following us on Spotify or your preferred podcast provider. Scan the QR code on the screen right now or click on the link in the description. Until next time, take care. Goodbye. God bless. Big love from me. We'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.